Hello, good morning. This is my declaration. I'm looking all tired and everything today, and it is 12 o'clock, and I'm looking like this. It was a hard night. Anyway, um, I'm glad I'm doing this. This will possibly I don't know. I have another screen up here. That's why I keep looking up. This Thank you for joining. My name is Arlene, lovingly called, my friends call me Cami, and this is Cami Spot. This is a my journal, my vlog of basically my journey in intentional living and wellness. If you are watching this, I so appreciate you taking your time out to watch this and jump in. And if and I don't know when anyone will be seeing this, and honestly, it's about me. So, anyway, I want to. Cami Spot was developed because I think that we should look at your physical health, your mental health, emotional health on this journey to better living. That was a vision of mine. And because, oh my, hi, Miss Dovey, and because I am in my journey, I wanted to share it with others. I wanted to share it with others, and I wanted to scream the things that I'm living and going through. As I approach my birthday, which is July 8th, I've had a lot to think about. And my title today says worth it. Are you worth it? But here goes the thing. You only worth it to you. To them, you're not worth it. To the world, you're not worth it. If you don't feel you're valued to yourself, thank you, Miss Dovey. I look tired. I'm tired. Oof. Uh, if you do not value who you are and yourself, it's either two things: something's wrong with you, or you're in the wrong place, or you got the wrong audience. All right, here's a story time. There was a guy, man, and his daughter. She was about 13, 14 years old. He went out and he bought this car. The car was dusty, and she looked at the car and she was like, "Dad, why you bought this car? You have a lot of money. You could buy all these new cars." And he said, "No, you'll know after a while." So he bought this car, and it just was old, dusty. It didn't have, you had to roll up the windows. It didn't have no air. I mean, it just was a mess, and she could not understand why, right? So as they're going by, he would be trying to work on this car. Sometimes he didn't even get to work on the car. It would be for days, for months. So it just sat in the corner, just getting more dust, and more roaches start getting into it. Just a whole mess, right? And then you start getting older. The car been in there like 15 years now. This now little girl who was little is now grown up. So she they're now trying to downsize and everything. And she's like, "We should just get rid of the car." He said, "No, baby girl. No. Whether you know it or not, I bought this car for you." And she was like, "But Papa, this car old, the engine is not even Papa, I don't need this car. I'm gonna go out and get me a Tesla. I'm gonna get me a Mercedes. I'm gonna get me whatever. Papa, you don't have no idea. We're in 2022 and we got to get hybrid and electric and all that. He said, no, baby girl. Hi, Miss O. Thank you for joining. He said, no, baby girl. You'll soon know after a while. That car is yours. She said, but Papa, I don't want that car. I don't want that car. And his feelings were even hurt. He said, I don't care what you do with the stuff in the house. I need you to keep this is I love you, baby girl, and this is and so now she all thought that he was getting dementia. He old, he don't know what he's talking about. So guess what? Papa start getting sick. Papa eventually passed away. That car sitting over there in the corner. So now everybody's devastated. And good thing he left a will. So in the will, guess what he wrote? I leave that car to my baby girl. So she was like, oh my God, I want that darn car. So she takes that car and she was about to junk it, right? So she showed all her friends and everything. Look what Pop, he didn't even care about me. He don't love me. He doesn't care. Look at the car that he left me. He had that car since I was a kid. I'm going to just call a junk man and have them come get it, right? And that was the plan. So all her friends around her was like, yeah, get rid of it, set fire, drop it in the canal. We don't want that. So she called a jump man. Come get in the car because she was arguing and upset and everybody jumping on the bandwagon with her. I'm going somewhere. She called a jump man. What she didn't know was a jump man was not just only a jump man, he knew cars. So he came to get the car and he was like, oh ma'am, I don't think you really want to junk this car. I'm gonna give you a card to call somebody. Call them and let them come out and see this car. So she was like, oh my gosh. She went back to her friends and cussing and did a MFBs, all of the stuff. I'm going somewhere. Hold on to me. I'm going somewhere. She calls a man. The man comes over and sees the car and his eyes are like this. That car was worth over $2 million. It was a classic car sitting off there in the cut for all these years. Investors wanted to pay millions of dollars for that car. And that was why her daddy said, this car for you. What's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is you got to get in front of the right audience to know your worth, your value. When she's around people who are in her right here and they all cussing, the more that a person is just, the dog died, the husband left, the cousin died, the thing has termites, all that, and they just come together and rah 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 rah. But they don't even have the knowledge to know the worth of you or what you bring. You get yourself into the right audience, you put yourself around people who are growing, people who have vision and knowledge, and look at that. So all that story is to say it's about where I'm going. My birthday is on next Friday. And again, I really started this channel to talk about, because what I see in my community. In my community, I see death, destruction, I see loss, and all of this stuff is not necessary. It could have just been fixed with few little things. So I just started this channel to share those little things by sharing me, as far as me learning those little things and as far as my journey. So I want to dedicate this today to someone by the YouTube name or whatever. You could never. And I hope that person's out there listening. She said, or he said, I'm very boring. I'm that car, baby. I'm that car over there. Got dust, got miles, got, I might not run. I might not, you know, I'm not a Tesla. I probably don't have all them automatic technologies, but I'm that car over there, ma'am, sir. But with your words that said, I am boring, my channel is boring, it struck something in me. And usually, words, I don't allow words to engage my feelings. But thank you, because you could never, you woke me up. You woke me up. I am not. Now I can come on here and I will tell you about my dog died, my bills, the roof falling in, and all kind of stuff. And maybe that would be exciting. You remember like the girl who had, when she went to her friends and they were like, junk it, throw it away, do all of that. That's you know. But I'm not gonna do that, because I could come up on here and talk about what a blood clot, motherfucker, blood clot, short bitch, all kind of all that. But that's not my character. When I could come up here and talk about Ross Clark, who is in my asshole. I'm up here sleeping with the donkey, and my daughter did this, and I don't know, all kind of things. I could make it up. I could cuss and all of that. Bitches, hoes, whores, asses, all that good stuff. And that would be amazing. That would be, everybody would flock to flock. Oh, you heard what, oh, you need to go on Miss Cammy Spot channel. You know that nerd? Right? But if I did that, number one, that's not my character. And number two, that's not my goal. And number three, I do not engage in people's that they for me to, you could never, for that person, if that's what you got to hear, then yeah, I am, that's not going to be me. I'm not going to change who I am to get views, because this is just a vlog. This is just a vlog. This is, I'm not going to change who I am, my character, to be anything else, for to gain anybody's anything. It's not going to happen. It don't happen in my personal life, and it's not going to happen here. So yeah, I am that car in that corner getting dust. I am 50 something years old. I don't have the quickest this and the doing this and all of that. Guess what I got? I got AC in the wall, and I got the wall unit. Maybe that would excite you. You could never. I don't know. I got that. You know why I got that? Because I have beautiful wood beam ceilings. You see those wood beam ceilings? and they are in a cathedral. And I really did, when I bought the house, I really did not want to do the drop ceiling to put the vent in. Yeah, it's my house. You could never. So yeah, I do have a AC in the wall because I want to keep the beauty of those beautiful wood beams, cathedral ceilings, and I can't have both. So the moral of that story is I need to be where around people who could see my value. Not to say that people around me right now can't see my value, but no, I'm not going to change my character for nothing. And I'm going to be me. And this is my journey. And I want to help people. But sometimes I can't, you know what, as going into my next year around the sun, like some people say, it's not worth it. I do support everyone. Wow, I met so many people, but I don't get involved in anything. I go to everybody's channel and I look at it, I click, I do the view because I'm supporting them, right? I'm supporting, I'm supporting them. Did you hear that word? Them. Now, whatever they talking about, whatever they getting into, whatever, I don't really get into that. I use YouTube as because I work really hard, sometimes 12 to 16 hours a day. I work really hard and YouTube and listen. Sometimes I just turn it on and I just listen. It just gives me a little light, you know? Yes. So but what I mean is I'm not gonna change my character. I'm gonna be me, you know? And I think I'm a pretty cool person. But here go the other thing. People don't want to hear about health. People don't want to hear about things that could affect them in the future. Here go the cool thing. I work in the trauma center for so long, right? And trauma, you don't choose to go to trauma. You end up in trauma. And therefore, I used to hear a lot of people like, girl, I wouldn't go to that trauma center. I wouldn't go to that trauma center. They don't do this, they don't do that. But guess what happened? They get a whole accident. They get to the trauma center because it's the only one down in South Florida. And they be the first one. Thank you so much for saving my life. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Da, 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 da. I've counseled people who I'm talking to them about blood pressure and strokes and so forth. I don't have time for that. That's boring. I don't care. I don't want that. Because it's not exciting. It's not cussing and carrying on and motherfuckers and bitches and hoes and dogs and faces and all that. It's not that, right? It's about health. They don't want to hear it. But guess what? Their family member end up with a subdural hematoma, subarachnoid bleed, middle cerebral artery infarct. They're the first one will come back and say, "Oh my God, Arlene, can you explain that to me?" Really? Go on, check it out on go on YouTube. YouTube it says. What happened? Why did my mama got two days to live and palliative care and they talking about ruptured subarachnoid aneurysm in the frontal situation and all that? What does that mean? I don't know. Go on YouTube. Go check it out. Google it. Because when I was trying to explain it to you, you didn't want to. But at the same time, I don't really do that. I will explain whatever. But the point of that story is that A lot of times people are not ready. This is not exciting, you know? This is not exciting to them. So therefore, it doesn't matter. It only matters when it affects them. That's the point of that story. So I am on Instagram. My name on there is ARPCA 2013. And that's where I'll be. It's different. It is different there. Like, you see people on their journeys, you see people talking about different things. It's different. Um, so I'll be doing my like updates there. My I'll still do things here. I'll do uploads, but this is probably my last live. But I'll do uploads here of things. Only thing with a live, you get a chance to interact, but with people. But I'll do uploads there. But over in Instagram, like I have a close friend group, and in that close friend group is everybody who's doing the same thing. Like for instance, instead of me coming on here cussing and carrying on and trying to be exciting, I want to know about which stocks I need, what stocks I need to get into. How do I do get residual income coming in? Oh, the chargers for the electric cars. Oh, we need to get that stock option, right? Because that's going to blow up. I want to know about buying land and things like that. So I am that car that hasn't gotten in front of the right people. So on Instagram, it's different. It's different venues. Like, you want to know about those things. It's different groups for that, you know? So I'm sure I've bored. I hope that that person you could never is watching. I really thank you because you kind of woke me up. You woke me up to let me know that I'm in the wrong place. I'm that car. I haven't gotten in front of the dealer yet that he could say, my God, you're valuable. Thank you, Miss O, ARPCA 2013. Miss O, you've been there. You see me from when I even started, remember? So that's what I'm about. By the way, one more thing I gotta say. I'm in Miami. Here's another little short story. And the way it is down here is like this. And I see it different with the Hispanic people. The Hispanic people down here is 20,000 cultures. So you got Hispanic, Haitians, Dominican. Just think of a culture, we have it. And then you have, African American, right? So what happens is, say for instance, um, Mamita find that they giving out grants downtown on 20th Street to open up your own business. I promise you, Mamita go and she tell all her cousins that these and all her Hispanic friends. So Jill, African American, Jill happened to find out where they're getting that grant. And she got one, right? So then guess what? You're friends with Jill, or you thought you were. It's a difference. That's another story time. We get caught up in the words friends, but they're friends, they're associates, there are just people. We use that word friend so loosely, but that's another story, another boring story. I have some stuff on that. But anyway, Jill finds out. Jill is a sister. Okay. Jill find out about the grant. Now you her friend. Girl, how you open where you how you did that? I don't even this is Jill. I don't even know, girl. I don't even know. Where they giving that out at? I don't even you know what? I can't even remember. Why are we like that? Why are we like that? You want to open up a business, right? And you don't have no idea how to begin. And you ask someone, a sister or a brother, who not really the brothers, it's the sisters, how to open up this business. And you just need to Google it. I had to do all the work myself and everything. Why you can't tell her? Why you can't share that? It's not taking away nothing from you. So I find on Instagram is different. Like over there, you get in the low communities. They are how did you get to lose that weight? Hi Tracy. How you got to lose that? Okay, this is what I did. I did this, that, so blah blah. It's different. So that's why. I'm like again, like I was telling you in the story, I find myself as being that car over there in the corner. And I find myself that I am being to really do anything, you gotta lose your character, and I'm not willing to do that. I am not willing to come up here and cuss and get into I know it's the beef sector. I get that. But it's people, it's human beings in the beef sector too. And I think I was just trying to help them out on another side because they need to be healthy and good too. But they don't want to. The majority, and it's not all. Yes, Miss O. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. And so I'm going into my birthday on next Friday, and each time before my birthday, I take a time to I don't just celebrate. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Yeah, that I do that. I'm not lying. But I also stop and take a moment and do a whole self reflection of who I am and where I want to be for the next year. And I did that. And again, I want to shout that out to you. Could never that person, because you helped me with. You don't know that words matter, and words hit differently to different people. And probably if you could have said anything else, it didn't matter. But because you said that I'm boring, that started a whole thought process. So I appreciate you, Miss You Could Never. And I hope that one day you don't you find or you don't need the boring things. I hope one day that car that I told you about, I hope one day you don't destroy that car and then lose the value in it, you know? So I think that's it. I could speak many more things. I could tell you about the person who I thought was my friend, how I been there, done that. If you ever really, it's cancer season. If you ever knew my story, I didn't wake up like this. I didn't wake up like this. I have a story, but not many people care. Not when you tell a story, when you have a story and you tell a story, the goal is the person who's listening to impact their lives. In this space, I can't impact because I'm not cussing with the story. I'm not motherfucking with the story and bitching and bomba blah 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 blah. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not talking about pussies and asses and all that. I'm not. And for me to say all of that, that's not who I am. Nah, I ain't gonna lie now. Back in the days, I was that person. I was that person who would go from 0 to 100 like this. But with age, I thought comes wisdom. With age comes wisdom, but I thought that. But if that's what y'all want me to tell y'all about your motherfucking blood clot, Ross clot, oh, if that's what you want, yeah, and all that, then I'm fucking Tom and John, and I let him do it from the front. If that's what you want, it's not here. So you could never, if that's what you want. And then this is my question: if that is to hear that, if that is what excites you, what type of person are you? I'm not that type of person. You see, it's in me though. It's deep down. I work. I I work a lot with the Lord to help me keep that down. I should have been in prison. I should have been coming out on my 30th year in prison. You see what I'm saying? Yes, Tracy World. Yes, you lose. You lose yourself. But yeah, I should have been coming out on my 30th year. I should have been, all buff and everything in the prison system. But thanks be to God and His grace and mercy, I'm not there. But what I'm trying to say is, I work very hard to be that person I am. So I can't change it. Anyway, that's me. As you see, I do speak a lot about with stories. But at the end of the day, this is the end of the day final thing for you guys, whoever's listening. Don't let people change your character, because every time they change who you are, at some point you're going to change into that, and that's not who you are. Number two, know your worth. If you know your worth, um, that you yes, don't let money change your character either. Yeah, absolutely. Know your worth and who you are. And if you know your worth and who you are, sometimes you got to get away and get out of the audience that wants to continually destroy you and take you to the junk man. You need to get in front. That old car, when she took that car to a person who knew her worth and knew her value. They was like, you was about to get rid of this car? This car worth $2 million. But if she would have stayed around her friends, yeah, burn it, throw it in the lake. It's garbage. It ain't no, it's nothing. I hope I'm explaining that right, because it sounds like I'm explaining it right in my head. But if she would have done that, she would have lost everything. So why lose everything? You lose everything when you don't know your worth and your value. So for my birthday, I'm learning my worth. I want to help people so bad. I talk a lot with stories, and that's just how I am. But I always say, if I could change one person's mindset, I'm good. Or it's not even changing their mindset, it is just giving them a pause to think. If I could do that, I don't mean it. I be very real, but this I'm not in the right garage. I need my old car. I need the dealer to see me. Because if my car is over here in this garage, then people they won't understand my value. And it's not bad now. It's not bad to say I got value. Sometimes people make you feel bad in your spirit when you talk about how amazing you are. I'm a good person. I'm this. I care. And so they make you feel a certain way, like you shouldn't be saying that. And then they'll say, "Well, you think you all that, but you supposed to." Thank you, Miss O. You supposed to feel a way about you. If you don't feel a way about you, if you don't feel you're beautiful, and believe it or not, I don't think I'm beautiful. I always thought I wasn't nothing. You know, ooh, that's a whole nother thing. That's self-esteem. And someone came into my life and they told me I'm beautiful. I'm like, what? Please. Don't say I almost felt weird. I felt uncomfortable hearing that, you know? So I do struggle with self esteem. I do struggle with self confidence. Just doing this actually helps me with that, you know? Um, but the point is, if you don't feel a certain way, know your value, know your worth, and you got to know it. Because once you know it and you own it, and for you guys coming in that didn't hear the story about the car, it's in the beginning. So you'll understand what I'm talking about with the car. But if you don't know your worth, no one will accept your value, right? So that's it for me. I am gonna be doing uploads on here, but I'll be on like my weight loss journey, my little things. I put that in my on Instagram, you know, but I'll do it there because it's a community of that. Like I want to know about land and buying. See, that's where my head is. Land and buying is a different community for that, and it's just different. It's different, you know. But let me tell you, I have met. I have been, like I said, I've been working 12, 16 hours, and this the people I've met over here in the beef sector have carried me through them 12, 16 hours sometimes. Yeah, it was my pleasure. Yeah, I mean, I laugh. Now, when it gets too much, I don't stay on because I don't stay on. Like I'll click on, I'll give the make sure that they give the view and the like because I know that's what it's about. But once the tornado, the hurricanes start, I'm gone. I don't really stay on. I don't get excitement like that person you could never. I don't get excitement from people pulling people down and destroying people. I don't get that excitement, you know. I don't. It's too much. So I move. I go. I try to support everyone. In, click, view. I listen for a minute and then I'm gone. You know, just. But I don't. Once people are, because I think it's a difference between beefing versus destroying. In my opinion, that's just me, right? So anyway, I'm drinking my red solo cup, but it's coffee in here, and I'm gonna try to go do some things. Hopefully, next week I will be coming from the Bahamas. I'm trying to get into for my birthday this, but it was so late. So we'll see if I could get that all inclusive in the Bahamas for my birthday. Because I will sure enough be showing everyone that. All right. Thank you so much, Miss O, Tracy, Dovey, everybody who came by, everyone who's seeing the replay. I so appreciate you taking time out to stop by. I really do. And I hope something I may have said in this have made you think about something. And if it did, I'm happy. Again, you could never, to that person, thank you so much. Thank you so much because you woke me up. Thank you. I appreciate you. Bye. Oh, yeah.